Hello, welcome back. Last time I found my way to the desert worm, which I guess is level 4? 35%, apparently. 3 cactuses are mine. This puzzle took me a bit, I seem to recall. Where am I? That's the map button. Here. Let's look around. Here's a door that needs 3, and I have 3. Wait, hold on, that puzzle's one I haven't done yet. The one I was thinking of was this one here. That looks more familiar. Okay, so door opened, but I have a puzzle to do first. Wish. Alright, so my only valid move is to mouth this, and my only valid move is to do this, and my only valid move is to do this, and then I can't do anything except continue. Okay. So, seems like I am forced into, like, no choice but to slice myself up like this. That appeared forced. The thing I'm filling is 4 long, so if I can slice off a couple of pieces of food from the 2 things I have access to, or just these, slice those 2 off and eat it, then I can finish that way. If I put my head in here and try to go north, just nothing happens. Sure. Alright, let's, slice. Because I can slice once, but not twice, right? But now I can mouth, and that might be meaningful. Can I mouth? Here I certainly can. Can't go any further, because my mouth doesn't open that wide. Okay, why would that be useful? Because then I can... Could I not have done this before? Maybe not. Anyway, that appears to solve it. My tail pushed that out of the way. Okay. What was the core insight of that puzzle? I'm not sure I noticed if there was one. Let's gain insight into the insight. So sure, I'm forced into this, just like before. I sliced myself, just like before. That's not really how what I did played out. Wait, but now, wait, what? This is just a... I'm just confused by what happened here. Okay. I don't understand this puzzle, apparently. Alright, whatever. I did it, though. Understanding not required. Okay, so we got a little wiggly snake there. Yeah, let's just do these. I can look around later. That's fine. I'll look around as I play puzzles. 4-5. Alright, so you just need to cross a gap, mostly. Now, I see part of the joke here. So while sure, I could slice you up and... That's not the way I would want to slice, probably. Would I do it like this? Well, that also doesn't work, actually. If I did it that way and then pushed this across, it would fall in the thing, and the puzzle would be very unhappy. I can go here and interact with this, yes. But it needs help for getting across there. What's the best way to help it? Yeah, if anything at all falls in here, so a 2 wide or a 1 wide would do it. I can slice things up, but like, what's useful? Like, I note that the outside is open here. I'm wondering if I want to bridge across, like, way out here somehow, but I doubt that. Then there are these walls, presumably for mouthing. Ah, I see. All I need is a fat sausage that's made of me. Isn't that a problem? We got a couple of problems here. Okay, well I guess I can slice this first. Then mouth it, then slice it in my mouth? If I've... yeah, okay. No, wait, no, that's not right. Is it? If I do... what am I doing? This, for some reason? Yes, I see the reason. And then I can just slice that and eat it. Okay, I think I worked it out. And I need to push this carefully to maintain access to everything. I don't have access to everything, do I? Hold up. I could have rolled that further. That would be healthier. Okay. Sure. Oops. Okay. None of these positions seem ideal. Well, I can do this. That helps. Okay, there we go. Now you're aligned, and I'm in some danger, so I'm going to eat before I go over there. To do what I want, I guess I want you here. There we go. Chomp, chomp, push, and then push, and I think we're good. Cool. All right. Suddenly things are very straightforward. The insight was to do that move, of course. Makes sense. Alright. Similar deal, just without the extra steps of eating back up to my original length. Things are going well today so far. How long will that stay true for? It could be the whole day. Oh, that's a gap. So I suspect this will be something similar to several puzzles ago. I need to flop, then mouth, then flop. You know, those actions. How am I going to do any of those, and what's this for? Okay, what am I thinking? So let's say I did this, and then I did this, and then I did that. That's nowhere particularly useful, but if I had put this here, I fall, but I can just opt not to do that by... oh boy. There. So that's positioned on there, and the angle of my body happened to let me get back. I guess I can mouth that thing by blocking with my body, and that's not going to work at all for several reasons. Yeah, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing here. Was I supposed to maybe keep that in my mouth? And then do this, this. That's plausible. That's close. I think I could make this work, maybe. So I have one more I can do going that direction. And that gets me there, doesn't it? I think it does. Okay, cool. Now I gotta navigate this, which would mean just like doing some of... ooh, okay, I can just stretch out and then... no, that's not right. Okay, it's just a matter of getting the spacing right. Is it? Hang on, I want to get my... here we go, I want to do that. No. I want to do that and then... all of this feels real weird, but I think... could this work? Yes! It's okay if I die, just as long as I carry out my mission. Sometimes I carry out my mission by dying. Alright, that works. The insight was... that I'm already mouthing. I can't do that. Can't do that. Okay, sure. and then just manipulate that into place. And do this, and it's just already there. Okay, got it. Cool. Okay, what about you? Four, 7. Got 2 different shapes. They both have to go up there. The one on the right needs to rotate. The one on the left does not. Ooh, those are some gaps to cross. I have no slicers. So crossing the gaps will have to involve rolling. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, so I got the concept in the last few levels. Now I gotta like really put it into action. That roll makes it possible now to roll that thing to the north, which is going to be useful for getting this one over, I think. Although, making any kind of transformation to your state... Okay, so I gotta do an intermediate thing. Well, I can put you here. You're still mouthable. The wrong way, though. Could I possibly... Oh, what am I trying to do here? Oh, I'm not long enough for that. What am I trying to do here? Alright, let's forget about this for a second. Just operate on this one. I am long enough to mouth like that, but not like this. No, I can't roll you like that. If I'd roll you like this, then we just... I guess that doesn't work just because it's pit there. Okay, this one I am not nearly as readily able to visualize as the others. I have a restart button. Well, but I did a rotation to this that seems useful. Does it? Maybe? I don't know. So, neither of these can make it across on their own. I need to, like, use one to catapult the other halfway up, then use that thing halfway up to catapult the other the rest of the way. I think I'm going to reverse the order because that's healthier for mouthing. Oop. I mean, that's pretty good looking, right? There are problems, quite a few of them. So I need tail compatibility, which... Wait, hang on, I can achieve that. Here we go. Yeah, cool, but then this. So therefore I want you... Hold up. Can I... No, if I roll back, Oh, I can't roll back. Because that's not on the ground. What? Oh, what? What? So let's say I rolled you over. Well, now I'm stuck. Let's say I rolled you over. As I did before. How is this ever going to happen? I cannot imagine. I wonder if it means anything. I spot something suspicious. This? Why this open? It's probably going to be like a tail spot for me or something. Wow, I have no idea what I'm doing in this puzzle. Well, I have some idea what I'm doing. I have no idea how to do it. Like, using rolls, I need something close to my tail that just gets catapulted across this gap. Ah, okay. So can I cross the entire gap in one swing? And in order to do that... Yeah, okay. Getting ideas here. Sure, let's start once again with one of these. You are not in a good place to do that. I had an idea for what to do next. I'm no longer sure what it was. Okay, so let's just look at positions. Like where, let's say this is the one I'm putting in my mouth. I think maybe that's the position I want. Then if you were... I can't... Oh, I can't. Or can I? Hold up. Okay, so what if you were here? Then you're going to get stuck. And that's terrible, but let's pretend that's not a problem. This doesn't work. Huh? Didn't I try this before? I did. And all it does is drop that in the pit. And get the other one to a place I could have already gotten it. So I need you, like, way down in my tail segment. So, like, much farther down here in open space? Okay, now hold on. What if... Oh. Let's just see what it would look like if I do it in that arrangement. I need to get my tail to a good place. No, it's no good. Can't go the other way around. And also that would be no good. So the second one I mouth should be... Maybe I should, like, transform this by... like in this direction. That way it could go on the east wall where there's more wall. This is starting to look almost plausible. So I can get around here, start a mouth action, and not have enough room to get anywhere. No, it'd be better in the other order, but like this position's no good because of well, sure, that. This position's no better. In fact, it can't roll at all. This position is unmouthable. This position is just way too far down to do anything. I feel like I haven't keyed into, like, what the puzzle even is yet. Because, like, I cannot be doing any of the right things yet. No, okay, so, like, what is the puzzle? Whoa, everything came to a screeching halt. Guess I have no idea how to even begin thinking about this. Like, the things I try to do just instantly fail and don't even come vaguely close to being useful. But what I need to do is, have one of these I guess... They both have to make it somehow. So both have to be in my tail segment. Okay, so here's a useful thing. With that thing in my tail segment, the farthest I can roll it brings it to the north by 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 north with the farthest I can possibly roll it. Hold on, would it be useful to flip this horizontally? Because there are ways I could engineer that to happen. I think. By, like, no. So put a south spoke on there. Put this against a wall. Like, would everything just work better if you were flipped horizontally? That's assuming I could do such a thing. I think I maybe want you more over there or so. Well, not there exactly, and where else is that going to be? Okay, let's flip it now, actually. Sure, tail incompatible. Alright, fix your tail. Then here. Then this in mouth. Which I do by doing this. Oh, that's okay. Well, no, that's not okay. Oh, you would have to be... That's out of range. I'm not long enough. And if it were over to the right... Actually, I can't roll either way. If I go in the other way around... Like, yeah, no rolling because it's to my right, so it has to be the other way around with you. Oh, I did a push. Right, okay, I did learn about these moves earlier. Such things are possible. How? How do I do anything? No. It doesn't help that it's awkward to push everything around just because my body's always kind of in the way. I don't have the length to do that. That'd be a good spot for doing that if I could get my mouth around this. Because I would be in range to flip it horizontally. I don't even know if this is useful. It's just something I'm trying to do. There might be an easier way to do it. There's probably an easier way to do it. Okay. What if... What if I knew how to play video games? Okay, so I'm just like not even beginning to conceptualize this. I'll spend another minute or two on it, but I should move on and come back to this later because this is reminding me of that one that I solved in my sleep. Maybe that'll happen again. I feel like I should spend a little longer on it to like prime the sleep solving process. Just so, okay. But how do I even begin to approach this? I can push something this far on its own. That's currently unmouthable. Like if I okay, so if I did it the other way around, just try different things than I've been trying. If you are there, then what I would desire to do would be to get my mouth around you, get my mouth around that other one, and roll north. If that were in a spot compatible with that, it would end up in the pit. Like, because that would be our... I'm going to pop out into... No, I can't Alt-Enter here. Right, yes, this is very cumbersome, but I need a cursor. How do I do this? Like that. Okay. So, I have to exit the menu. Okay, so, can I resize this window? I can. Is that a good idea? Sure. Good enough. Okay, yeah, it'll look a little funny, but whatever. So if this were here, 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 and here, and I was mouthed onto it, assuming it would allow me to roll north, which I'm a little unclear on as far as the rules go. No, it would. It would because it's on a solid surface there. It's not dangling off an edge. Like if I were trying to mouth it here, and that was dangling off, then that roll would be illegal. But here it's legal. But then, this ends up... So my tail... I'm now in this shape, and that is taking up those spaces. Great for this one. In fact, it's even in the right orientation to finish. But now there's going to be... I want it not in that orientation because I need to use it... Oh, that's why this space. Okay. So it'll get up here. I'll at some point mouth it and mouth that thing to pull that up there. But how do I save this from just falling in the pit? Because at this point, after I've done that move, this shape, if it's in that shape, is now here, 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 and here. And I have to pull it out of my mouth, and then it just falls in the pit. And that's no good. Then I don't even know how I would get into that state in the first place. I guess, like, rolling using this on the left and that on the right and somehow flop it up there and still have everything be possible, and I just pretty much can't fathom that. But let's try to fathom. What that would mean is you... there. You... there, and that's a lot more compatible than I thought it would look like it. Oh, well, no, you need to flip because I can't roll like that. Okay, so I'll flip you first. Then I put you nowhere that's compatible with mouthing. Like, I can't do both of those things at the same time. That's sort of the issue. God. There are no slicers. I have to do it with what I have. Which I guess is why I was trying to flip this thing horizontally so I could maybe mouth it while it's on here. So let's just try one more time at that. How hard could it be? So since there are no south walls, and I need to mouth you before the other one in order to flip you, I need to flip this, I think. If I crawl around like this, I can... like, this is what I wanted. Right. But north walls are... all the north walls are bad. And I need to mouth both from the west and then the south to do this. And I need to be roll compatible on the y-axis. Which means what? Right, I've had this arrangement before, and I can't get in here to my right. If I could... well, really, I just need... okay, so let's say Worm was flipped around right now. I wouldn't be supported on anything. Well, my head would, but, like, I want to be in a different position. There is not the space to do that. And yeah, I'm too long to go in those holes. There are no slicers, so yeah, nothing. If I explore up this way, do I find a slicer? No, I don't. So yeah, I want to mouth this from here, then go around to there, then roll this way, have that little staple flipped horizontally, making it a candidate for putting in this spot and mouthing from this side. So that's the only way I have so far conceived of flipping that horizontally. Is there another way that could work? I don't think so. All the walls are sort of like over on the very west or very east. Nothing friendly to... well, okay, no, hang on, but that's fine. I can make my own walls with my body. Wait, hold on. Do I have something suddenly? Again, it doesn't help that it's like real hard to move around because my body just keeps blocking everything, and just making any basic push is tough to do. So I'm trying to think about one thing, but I have to stop thinking about that and go do another task. So in open space, I can just make this happen. But that's assuming that's the first one I mouth. And it's not, and I can only barely do this, because I have to already have had my mouth around that, so you absolutely need a wall to be against, because I can't make my own wall for you, if I'm making my own wall for you. Well, either way. So to do this mouthing maneuver would be like that. And again, I need something more looking like that. But the only place I can wall you right now wait, hold on. Do I see something that could work? You'd have to flip horizontally. What did I think I saw? From here, then you are... That's too far for me. I'm not long enough to pull this off. If I were two longer, I could flip that horizontally by going over there and mouthing it. Yeah, whoa, I got like nothing going on here. Okay, so 4-7 is pretty hard. Probably just gonna set that down and go somewhere else for a bit, unless I end up solving it in my sleep once again. Maybe that will happen. But yeah, I'm most likely gonna like have to go elsewhere. Let's open this door. I'm not even going to go through it. I'm just going to open it. Okay, so yeah, this, I can't get a foothold here. I don't know what I'm even beginning to try to do. So, maybe I'll have an idea next time. Let's hope. Otherwise, I have other things I can do, probably. Alright, a wild idea came to me during editing, and I have to try it immediately. Didn't have to go to sleep. Just had to look at this from a different angle. My worm's a different color. Wasn't it pink before? Huh, so color's randomized, I guess. Maybe it's the color of the wormhole that comes out, which is randomized. That makes sense. Anyway, I saw something. I think this is a machine. Can I start it up from here? No, okay. It's going to have to be in a very specific spot. I probably want to roll this vertically. Yeah, I totally saw an extremely interesting action that I can try here. And it feels like exactly the sort of thing that would get a puzzle like this done. Alright, Centipede, please, just get yourself how you need to be. There, that's good enough. Okay, so now I wanna hit the ignition switch right here. What? 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 Okay, there we go. It was a little self-contained machine that could roll itself all the way without me ever unmouthing. Alright, so it just came to me all at once, and that solved everything. Alright then, so my wormhole is green. Yeah, so therefore the worm is green. I learned another thing too. Gain insight. Yeah, so you just start already mouthed there, and yeah, there's the machine. Okay, got it. Cool. Okay. Well, good. So I don't have this horrible nightmare I have to come back to someday with an impossible arrangement of like shuffling from there to there to there. You just roll it all at once. That's all you have to do.